What's up, YouTube? Just getting off work, sweating. It's hot as hell as usual. But anyway, what I want to talk about today is my encounter with a killer at the hospital I worked at in North Dakota. So the hospital was a hospital slash psych ward, and every once in a while I would have to conduct rounds around the hospital, like every 2 hours. So I came into work, and they just so happened to have a dude in there, big Indian dude. You know, he was pretty young, but he had some size on him. So I came into work, and the other guard that was working there, he told me about him. He said that we had a patient in there today that was very violent, was in there for violent stuff, and that he basically attacked another security guard and basically just made him out to be like the boogeyman. So I was like, damn, man, I was not expecting to come into work and have to deal with this, but it's what I signed up for. So anyways, I'm doing my rounds through the hospital. I walk through the psych ward, and like the first 2-3 hours, it was cool. I was doing the night shift, and I would get in, I think around 7, and I would get off at 7. So I was doing my rounds, everything was cool. And then when it got like lights out, when it was time for the patients to go in their room and go to sleep, I did a round through the psych ward, and as I was making my way through the psych ward, it was just kind of dark, you know, and I had this real bad feeling. Like I said in my other video, I'm an empath, so I could feel vibes and energy, you know. I guess I'm sensitive, whatever. It is what it is. But I could feel energy. So, yeah, when I was walking through the psych ward, it was dark. Everybody was pretty much in their rooms with their doors closed. And I had to walk through and go to like the nurse's station. It was like a glass door. You gotta put your key in it, unlock it, and go in there. So when I got to the glass door and I was about to put my keys in the glass door, the guy came out, the killer. And at this time, I didn't know he was a killer. You know what I'm saying? But he came out of his room and he said, hey, can I ask you a question? So I turned around and I looked at him. I said, yeah, what's up? He was like, do you ever feel like exploding? So I was like, yeah, sometimes. He was like, yeah, what do you do when you feel like you're getting to that point? And I basically was like, do you have anybody, like, do you have an outlet? That's what I asked him at first. And he was like, not really. And I said, do you have anybody you can talk to? So when I asked him this question, this is when, I don't know if y'all can hear me because I got this door open and the cars is going by, but I hope y'all can hear me. I just don't want to close this door because it's hot. But anyway, so when I asked him, did he have anybody he could talk to, like family or anything, this would kind of made me think he was in there for something real serious, like killing somebody. So his response was he don't really have no family, and he said some, I guess, psychotic stuff. He said that whenever he try to call his family, he like hear him in hell or something burning up. So I didn't really know how to respond to that. I was just like, okay. And then it was just around the new year, just turned 2023. So I just tried to give him the best advice I can. I was like, okay, if you don't have anybody you could talk to, do you believe in God? And he was like, yeah, he does. So I was like, okay, have you tried praying? He was like, I think he said he didn't. So I was like, yeah, you know, I said it's a new year, you can start fresh, man. Like whatever you did to get in here, it's a new year. Just start fresh. Pray to God, ask him to help you. You know, if you got a Bible, read the Bible, you know, but just start fresh. So he ended up telling me, he said for what he did, they're never gonna let him out of there. And I wanted to ask him what he did, but I didn't wanna, I'm not that type of person. I'm not gonna press somebody for information. Like, if they feel comfortable sharing it with me, then they can share it, but I'm not just gonna try to press nobody for information. So, yeah, anyway, I got this dude listening to me, but okay, it's all right. So, yeah, anyways, I didn't press him for the information. I said, you know, you don't have to share what you did if you don't want to, you know. And long story short, long story short, when I said that, he basically, he was cool. He said, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take your advice. I'm gonna go in my room. He said he was gonna read the Bible, and he told me this. He said, he thought about doing something to me, but he said I didn't deserve it. So he just went in his room, he closed the door, and I was like, okay, you know. So I kept doing my rounds, and then it was another day I came in, and I guess they said he was having a bad day, and they had him in isolation, in like they call it the quiet room. Let me close this door. Yeah, they call it the quiet room. That's where they put like patients when they like acting up. So they said he was in there, and he was having a bad day. So I was like, oh man, you know, here we go. So I went in the nurse's station, and they got the quiet room in there. It's like a place they put them, and they lock the doors and stuff. So I went in the nurse's station, and he was in the quiet room, and he was looking through the window, and he just so happened to see me as I passed by, and he called me to the window. I went up to the window, and he started talking to me. He said he just wanted to chop it up with me. He was laughing, and he was talking about where he was from. I told him where I was from. He said, man, I know people out there. And he seemed like he liked me, you know? He seemed like he liked me. And after I talked to him, the crazy thing about it was he said he wanted to speak to the nurses. I guess the nurses that he was getting aggravated with and yelling and stuff, because the nurses there, I ain't gonna lie, they are like say rude and disrespectful stuff, thinking, I know they know the patients can hear them, but it's like they say it to agitate them. And then when the patients get upset, security has to come and try to calm them down, and the nurses sometimes got to give them medication. So it really could be bad for us with them agitating them. But anyways, after I talked to him and he was laughing, he said he wanted to speak to the nurses, and he said he wanted to apologize. I was like, okay, cool. He said he was ready to take his medication, so the nurses came with the medication. He sat on the bed, he took his pill with his water, and he apologized. So I was like, that's what's up. Like, damn, that's kind of cool, you know. But anyways, long story short, they ended up releasing him, the psych ward. He ended up coming out to Arizona, where I'm at. I guess he has family out here, his dad, his mom. And when he got out here, some time went by, probably like a few months, 5 months or something. And I just ended up hearing from one of the staff members he assaulted. I guess he was like a physician or something. He ended up socking him in the head or whatever, but he ended up showing us an article on Google. And he was like, yeah, remember that patient that we had that was violent and all that? And I was like, yeah. He was like, you know, he killed his family. And I was like, what? He killed his family? And he's like, yeah. He showed me the article on Google. And I ain't gonna say his information, because I ain't gonna put people out there like that. But anyways, he showed me the article, and they said that he had killed his dad, his mom, his niece, and his sister. He had stabbed them to death. And then when the police showed up, he told the police, I'm right here, come and arrest me. And I was like mind blown, like, what the heck? And then I just started thinking back on like my conversation with him and how he was saying like, oh, you know, they're never gonna let me out of here for what I've done, and how he can hear his family like basically in hell on the phone. I was like, damn, that dude could have really tried to do something to me. And I was just kind of mind blown. Like, I wasn't gonna go out easy though, because you know, I'm calm, I'm cool, I'm collective, you know, and I try to be a nice person, and I try to empathize with people and listen and help everybody, you know. But I could flip a switch. I could flip a switch, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I feel like part of the reason he liked me is because I didn't treat him like a animal or nothing. I listened to him and I talked to him like a regular person, you know, and gave him the best advice I can. And the other security guard, from what he told me, he kind of was like, didn't have no patience with him. He kind of was just like, you know, blowing him off or whatever. And I guess it agitated him, and he ended up assaulting him, knocking him on the ground, kicking on him. And yeah. So, yeah, anyway, that's my story with a killer that I met at the hospital. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. So, I'll holler at y'all later. Peace out.